Hi.
Hi.
Local reporter Frida Savannah, Bucks
Hi.
County Herald.
How's it going?
It's going well. How about you?
Great.
What comments would you like to offer about being in Doylestown?
Well, I come here to have conversations and raise awareness about what I consider to be the greatest child abuse scandal in modern medicine history. There is no such thing as a transgender child.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's back up.
Do you want to
one
record
moment.
on your phone?
Nah.
Okay.
Do you just go? Is your name Billboard Chris? Or
Yeah.
is your
Yeah.
last
People know me as
name?
Billboard Chris.
Okay.
You can write my last name if you want. Chris Elston. ELSTON.
ELSTON. Where are you from, Chris?
Vancouver, Canada.
Vancouver. Okay. So you said the greatest child abuse.
The greatest child abuse scandal in modern medicine history.
And by that you're referring to what?
To giving children puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and surgeries because they've been led to believe that they must have been born in the wrong body, which is a pseudoscientific, quasi-religious nonsense. There's no such thing as being born in the wrong body. Our children are beautiful just as they are. No drugs or scalpels needed.
And that is your main focus, is the transgender concerns over that?
Yeah, child transition.
Okay.
We should not be trying to change the sex of kids. We should be letting them grow up. Historically, children with gender dysphoria, if you look at all the academic studies that were ever done before we started giving kids puberty blockers, back when this just affected a handful of kids, all the studies show that more than 80% of the time, kids with this condition called gender dysphoria simply grew out of it when they went through puberty. The cure for their gender dysphoria was puberty itself. Now we block the cure. These same studies show that the majority of these children, when they grew up to be gay. So what?
You said the cure was puberty.
The cure
itself.
for gender dysphoria is puberty itself.
Right.
And a majority of these children with gender dysphoria, when you look at all of the academic studies, show that the majority of these kids grow up to be gay. Which makes a bit of sense when you think about it.
Majority of kids who go through
No.
a change?
All right.
Or the
You're
majority?
going to need to take notes or record this because I don't think you're going to be able to get an accurate story.
Well,
right?
I'm pretty familiar with the topic, but
okay, so the majority of these
I will read
kids.
it back to make sure that we're
Sure.
on the same, and then we're going to cut it off because I don't have time.
All right.
Nor do you, I'm sure.
So the majority of kids
of
with gender dysphoria, when they went through puberty, a majority actually grew up to be gay.
Okay.
So what this transgender movement is doing is taking kids who are struggling in life today. Half the kids with so-called gender dysphoria today are on the autism spectrum. A lot of them have suffered trauma.
And the stuff that you're quoting comes from what sources?
All sorts of studies. I've got
12. Is it on your website?
I've got 12 academic studies up on my website. If you go to the study section of my website,
Okay. And where
there's
would I
one
find
study,
your
for
website?
example, that followed 139 boys. I'll tell you in a sec. This study followed 139 boys from the age of 5 all the way up into their 20s. 87.8% of these boys with severe gender dysphoria that was prolonged and lasted up into puberty. When they went through puberty, 87.8% simply grew out of it. 63.6% grew up to be gay. So what this movement is doing is taking kids who would grow up to be gay, telling them there's something wrong with them, which is an extraordinarily abusive thing to tell a child on its own merits, never mind the physical harm being done. This is psychologically abusive. And it's harming kids who would grow up to be gay. It's harming autistic kids, kids who suffered trauma, abuse, sexual abuse, kids with borderline personality disorder. Who knows what's going on with these children? They're kids who, for some reason, don't feel like they fit in. They're having this self-loathing going on. And now they're being told, hold on.
I think I just interrupt you for a moment. Do you think there's any room for a trans person who believes as they do?
There's no such thing as a transgender child.
No such thing.
There's no such thing as a transgender child. Please quote me on that.
I will.
Transition is something you do, not something you are. It's nothing but a label.
But do you see any room for any kind of access to care of any kind?
This isn't care. Sterilizing children is not care.
Choose the word. Do you see any room
So the left,
for access to any kind of...
There is zero room for puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and surgeries on kids. None whatsoever. Yeah.
Thank you.